So this page is for use with GBE on IXL, and you don't need to draw the rectangle. Please do not draw the rectangle. Trace and whisper the formula. Actually, that should say write and whisper the formula. There's nothing for you to trace, but you will need to write and whisper the formula. And you'll write each number where it goes according to the formula. So let's take a look at our first problem. Let me get on GBE. Oh, I'm on it. Yikes. Alright. What is its perimeter? What is its perimeter? So, perimeter of a rectangle is calculated by adding up the height and width of every side. A rectangular piece of plastic is 10 millimeters wide. So we're going to write that 10 millimeters beneath the width dimensions and 3 millimeters tall. So I'm going to write that 3 millimeters underneath the height dimension. 10 plus 3 is 13. 13 and 13 is 26. You can also just do 10 plus 10 over here and 3 plus 3 over here. Okay, 26 millimeters. I made a mistake. I didn't cross it out. I didn't erase. I didn't scribble. I just wrote through it. I meant to write 26. My hand got away from my brain, so it wrote 20, and I just went back with my brain and fixed it. What is the cafeteria's perimeter? So, perimeter of a rectangle is calculated by adding up the height and width of every side. Gonna check it? Yeah. Okay. Each side of a square cafeteria is 49 yards long. Oh, and since it's a square, in a square, the height dimension and the width dimension are the same. So each side of a square cafeteria is 49 yards long. So that is 49 yards plus 49 yards plus 49 yards plus 49 yards. I'm going to write it here. 49 times 4. 4 times 9 is 36. 4 times 4 is 16. 16 plus 3. 196 yards. I'm looking at perimeter, so it's just yards. This makes sense to me because 49 is really close to 50, and so this should be really close to 200, which it is. 196. Each side of a square market is 21 meters long. What is the market's perimeter? Perimeter of a rectangle is calculated by adding up the height and width of every side. It's a square. 21 meters plus 21 meters plus 21 meters plus 21 meters. So 21 times 4, 84 meters. And so each time I'm just writing and saying the formula and I'm working it through. Let's look at a slightly more challenging example. So here I'm asked, how long is each side? The perimeter of a square courtyard is 40 feet. So perimeter of a rectangle calculated by adding up the height and width of every side. And I know in a square, height and width are the same. So this is a square shape. And some of you like to draw a square when the text says square, and that's perfectly okay. Height and width are the same in a square. So I can just take this perimeter number and I can divide it by 4. So the perimeter number is 40 feet divided by 4 sides. Well, that's 10 feet per side. So 10 feet plus 10 feet plus 10 feet plus 10 feet. 10, 20, 30, 40. That checks. And our last example that we'll look at in this lesson is how long is it? The perimeter of a rectangular piece of metal is 18 centimeters. The piece is 4 centimeters wide. So let's see, perimeter of a rectangle is calculated by the height dimension, by adding up the height and width of every side. Perimeter number is 18 centimeters. It's 4 centimeters wide, so cannot replace the H just yet. 4 centimeters, 4 centimeters. 18 minus 8, and I got that 8 from 4 plus 4. That's 10 centimeters. So 10 centimeters is equal to height plus height. I subtracted the dimensions that I know, and now I'm going to divide by 2. 10 centimeters divided by 2 sides is equal to 5 centimeters per side. So 5 centimeters is equal to the height.